Okay, somebody just gave me another video series that I'm in the middle of watching. I've only watched one and wanted to comment before I forgot what I've seen in this first one. Um, I'm going to assume that this series is going to prove how insane Rand's theory really is. Um, but I'm just going to comment of what I've seen so far. That they had this. First of all of okay, starting from the beginning, Rand's theory is government control and religion shouldn't be having an influence over us. That is kind of a wrong thing. Yet Rand, her concept alone is a religion. Just because she doesn't have the word religion in it doesn't mean it's a religion. If you perceive the effects of it, that religion has a theory that if you buy into that theory, it will influence your life. Rand has a theory, she has a book, that if you live through that book and that theory, it will affect your life. So it very much is acting very much like a religion. It's controlling your belief systems. And being the second largest book from a Bible is saying it's having just as much as an effect as all religion beliefs. You're now having her beliefs. So she's saying religion is wrong, yet she is being religion. So it's like there's a contradiction right there. There's her insanity right there. Then she's saying that government shouldn't control us, that we should be able to be free to do whatever it is we want to. Yet, if you kind of notice, there is no government. It is all of a corporate structure that is controlling all of society. And I'm not listening so much as to what she's saying about government and what government should or should not do, because face it, they ain't doing shit. It's the corporate structure that infiltrated government. So any laws, any belief structures that she feels this is how you morally live, because she is talking a lot about morals. And it's like she is perceiving her morals are right. You know, it's like watching Tony Robbins, who's basically was teaching people how to manipulate and brainwash people. That's what his courses teach you. He literally said that this is a very dangerous information I'm sharing with you, that you have to use good morals when using tools like this. And that guy was the most immoral guy going. And one of them is that he totally brainwashed everybody. Um, he used stimulation, music, when to take breaks, when to get people up and down. So the point is you were tied to everything this guy had to say. He made you feel on top of the world, that no matter what he was doing to you, you didn't even want to go to the bathroom because you might have missed a thing, because he made it that stimulating to be in the room. And then he deprived you of food. It's very, very common that he puts his seminars in areas where there's lacking food. He runs his seminars for hours upon hours upon hours to make sure that nobody has any access to food during the time he's given his little speech. He does so many things to just totally get you into this totally brainwashed, subjective, influential state of being. And then, like, towards the end of the seminar, when he's like, got everybody up, and he's like, how's everybody feeling? Everybody's on top of the world. Everybody's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then he said the words, the magic words. If you want this to last, you need to spend another $10,000 on another course. I was like, okay. I had snuck food in because I knew about it. I know all about brainwashing, so when there was an attempt to brainwash, it was like, okay, I see the game you're playing, I ain't getting fooled into it. So it wasn't easily able to brainwash me. I could see exactly what he was doing. And it was like, talk about manipulation. It's like you are in the most suggestive state of being, and all he had to do is get you in that peak state and make a suggestion, and you'll fall into that path. And it's like, wait a minute. If you can make me feel this good, you're telling me the information, everything you just taught me to make me feel that good isn't going to last? What's the point in taking the course then if it just is a short term feel good? It's like you just took a drug that made you feel good and you need to be addicted to his drug so you'll constantly feel good. And this guy's making a lot of money. And meanwhile, these people that did go and buy this, they get onto the post board. It's like, oh, I got totally brainwashed into buying this course. I get home, and it's like I took the course in the first place because we were financially struggling. The family agreed that, hey, if you just take this course, it might help you improve your business. And then you come home with another $10,000 bill that we can't pay, so which caused a lot of conflict within their families. Economically, just created a debt that you can't afford to pay. So it's like you may want to check your morals to see if you're actually a moral being. And Rand has zero morals when it's all about greed and selfishness, which is basically, there's nobody else there helping you. And it's like that's where these CEOs think that they are more deserving of a higher paycheck. But can't see that the worker is the one doing all the work. They're the ones that are getting injured because the CEO says, I don't care whether it's a safe environment or not, just do the work. And you get injured. Most of your health problems will come from working within industry that doesn't give a shit whether you're working in a healthy environment, so you'll get sick, but you can never prove that because they also control the justice systems. It's like this Rand theory is about there's only you. You only have to be concerned with you. There's nobody else out there. So, and it's like that is so it's totally detaching yourself from the oneness of all of humanity that a CEO can't do his job without somebody else helping him, without the worker. The CEO is the CEO of shit if the worker isn't doing all of the work for him. So personally, I think the workers should be earning more money than a CEO because they just seem to be immoral people that are out to destroy all of society. Which, play that game out and you'll see a global collapse. And then she's saying that, government shouldn't have any control. Well, government has no control. It's all run by the corporate structure, which she supports is that selfish corporate structure, should be all we need. And it's like a religion, we ended up unfolding that reality, and all of the corporate structures has infiltrated government, where they're now making the laws that they enforce. They're doing everything to enforce everything that's wrong, while she's saying that you shouldn't have the influence of everything that's wrong. Like, she's doing everything that's going against everything she believes in. Kind of insane. There was an interesting thing there that says they did this little experiment to see how we cooperate and solve problems, because they rigged this computer game up where the people in the audience had these paddles and they had to work together to make this game work. And first was a huge chaos stage, but once everybody got that connection within that one mindset, then they could function the game right. So it's like that's what stage we're at right now, is all of humanity is in a chaos stage. All of Rand's theories is completely screwed up, and we're just learning how screwed up her theory is and how screwed up the government theory, control. Everything that's wrong, religion, everything that's wrong, we're starting to wake up to that. So we're in that chaos stage, very similar to that game. And the pain, there's going to be pain involved with that chaos stage, because it was all a lie, oh my god, I can't believe it was a lie, and you lost all of your shit, and you're going to get caught up in the pain of everything, and then you're going to get caught up in the reaction of pain that you're in, and you'll never find a good solution while you're in all of that pain. It'll end up killing you, which is why a lot of people are dying right now, is because you're not able to make logical decisions while you're suffering from being the victim of crimes. But like in my case, I needed to calm down an awful lot. There were processes that I needed to follow to heal myself from that chaos stage, that everything is wrong. So what is right? So it is a good example that we are self-adjusting right now, and it does give a good example that we are going to find our way. We will do the right thing, but we got to let go of everything that was wrong. And Rand theory is one of the things that going to be out the window. Um, but in the pain of all of that, you're going to see like riots. You're going to see politicians be proven to be wrong. You're going to see all of these businesses that are calling, these people that were rioting and want to say, oh, they're just thugs and just want free money and all of that shit. It's like, no, you, the business owner, you're just nothing but a banker that thinks that you can rip off, be totally immoral and think that there's not going to be an after effect of your immorality. So, if you're going to have your houses burned because of a riot, and then you're going to point the finger that, oh, it's them, and it's like, no, what caused the riots? Look at, instead of pointing the finger at everybody else, point the finger at yourself, because chances are you're creating your own problem and you don't even realize it. I do, however, believe that people that are on the bottom are more people pleasers, and they need to sort of pull themselves out of that and gain some self-worth and not work for these corporate structures. Work for yourself, which is what I'm doing. That's why I'm not employable at the moment, because I am not able, employers can't take advantage of me, and I will call them on their bullshit, and then they'll fire me. I'm only interested in doing the right thing, and there's not one corporate structure that has an interest in doing the right thing, which makes me kind of challenging to be able to be employable. But it still is part of that getting out of the chaos stage into the solution stage, that there will be so much name calling. Like, I will be under attack because I will be saying something completely different, and hearing something that you're not ready to hear, you will come and attack me. So I've had to kind of accept the reality that if I'm going to say something that's completely different, then it's going to be under attack, and I need to accept that. I've taken on that challenge. I know that I can react when I'm being thrown bombs, but I'm trying really hard to remain calm and to react in a loving, peaceful way so that the conversation can be had. There's improvement levels that I still need to make, but I at least see what it is I need to do. But at all times, I can't be self-interest. As soon as I am totally focused in my own personal self-interest, I lose. Because as long as my environment is not healthy, then I'm living in an unhealthy environment. So moving forward, for me to be successful, I have to ensure that everybody is successful, even my enemies. My enemies must be equally successful as I am. So that's where I see my new career is going to go into, is unfolding. Yeah, it is really, really different, and you can't get away from it. It is going to form a different belief, which will appear like a religion, which will appear like a cult, but every one of your belief systems are exactly that. It's a matter of, what do you choose to believe to be true? Which cult do you really want to believe in? Which cult is actually working for the whole? So it's like, don't be scared of the word cult. Don't be scared of the word religion. Don't be scared of the word government. If it ultimately ends up creating something that all of society win, then we're on to something. As long as there's a loser, as long as somebody is in pain, as long as there's some health issues, that's going to be our guide, is the suffering that one belief creates on someone else. If somebody is suffering, then that one person's suffering is the manifestation of everybody else being wrong. So we need to pay attention to those that are suffering. We need to hear what it is that they're trying to say, because chances are they got something to say. And just because there may be one doesn't outweigh the whole. The whole, the majority, needs to take responsibility for that one person. Otherwise, it's a very unhealthy society. It does tend to grow. That one person grows into two, which grows into three. You haven't been able to see these systems just function because it's only been small. But now that it's growing, it's starting to get a little bit more obvious. Check the link below. Kind of interesting. Peace out.